This is a story about a real horse and a magical toy horse. The magical horse seems to clearly desire to give birth to a foal. There's a deep bond between them. Xiaomei tells Moma that she will get married tomorrow. The magical horse shows hesitation, which creates significant disturbance. Xiaomei often strokes Moma, but Moma pushes Xiaomei's hand away and continuously shouts in response. It wants to be with Xiaomei forever. Even though Xiaomei is getting married, she plans to take it with her. This magical horse is actually a wooden horse that grew up with Xiaomei. If Xiaomei brings her toy to the wedding, it will make the children laugh a lot. If others notice the strange feelings between Xiaomei and Moma, everyone would think Xiaomei is a great sinner for caressing the demon horse. Xiaomei has promised it that she will take it with her on the wedding day. So, late at night, Xiaomei calls her partner, Xiao Shuai, and asks, "Can I bring my toy after the wedding?" Xiao Shuai thinks Xiaomei is still too childish and immediately refuses. Upon hearing Xiao Shuai's answer, Xiaomei is struck on one hand with a blue baton. There's a promise to the magical horse, but on the other side, her husband does not understand. What should she do? The next day, Xiaomei and Xiao Shuai hold the wedding as planned. Suddenly, the wooden toy horse in the house turns into a magical horse. The magical horse does not stay far away. It watches all their movements. The horse remains close to Xiaomei, which frightens her. What should be done? How can the stroking of the horse be stopped while the young man places the leash around the girl's neck? Everyone at the wedding ran away in fear. Xiaomei opened her eyes wide in shock. Then, the frightened Roman used his horse's hooves to kick people one by one. The foal couldn't bear it any longer and immediately ran up. Roma kicked his opponents mercilessly, but all this turned out to be a misunderstanding for Xiaomei. Xiaomei, using her wisdom, became afraid and then lied, saying she had something important to do. Ignoring everyone's attempt to stop her, she hurried home after leaving her wedding dress behind. Xiaomei often quietly comforts the demon horse. How could she go about it? She planned to take the magical horse with her as soon as possible. Xiaomei stroked and coaxed the magical horse into the bedroom, then took the leash that her partner had given her. She left the wedding, which continued without her. The demon horse in the house stayed close in anger, growling like a dog. Strange sounds drew the attention of Xiaomei's parents. The couple followed the sounds and came to Xiaomei's bedroom. The eyes of the magical Makazilan widened. Xiaomei's parents were immediately turned into toys. Meanwhile, Xiao Shuai and Xiaomei were in their wedding room. At this point, Xiaomei's eyes widened in realization. She had forgotten to discuss something important before the wedding. If he didn't keep his promise, the demon horse would destroy the house. She asked her husband to take her back to her parents' house. Xiaomei ignored Xiao Shuai's objections. People ran away. With no help, Xiao Shuai couldn't take Xiaomei home. Xiaomei told Xiao Shuai the story of her wooden horse. Xiaomei had spent her childhood with the wooden horse. Later, the Trojan horse, under Xiaomei's influence, learned to speak and develop feelings. Xiao Shuai thought Xiaomei was just joking with him. How could a toy talk? When Xiaomei hurried home, she saw a miraculous sight. Her parents had already been turned into toys. Xiaomei cried. The magical horse wanted Xiaomei to have this experience. How does it feel when the person you love stops loving you? Beautiful sister, don't you like toys? I will turn your husband into a doll now. Xiaomei pleaded with Moma to allow her husband to go, but her pleas were met with no mercy from the demon horse. Her beloved parents, and now her husband and herself, had become toys. Moma threatened Xiaomei, demanding to return to being her relative again. You must listen to me first. Drop your wedding leash. As Xiaomei hesitated, Roma pulled the leash from her body. Another command was to remove the dark mark from her lips. Otherwise, her relatives would not return to their original forms. Xiaomei cried on her wedding day. Her husband applied cinnabar to his lips. However, the trick-filled city of Rome still had not restored Xiaomei's relatives. Roma wanted to play childhood games with Xiaomei. At that moment, Xiaomei almost fell. Under fear and intimidation, Xiaomei had no choice but to sit in the city of Rome, truly helpless. Xiaomei sighed a few times in pain. Her mother asked her, "What exciting game should we play next?" Xiaomei replied, "An exciting game," and immediately agreed to Mama's suggestion. However, she asked the wizard horse to help return her parents and husband to their original forms first. In this case, I can stay with you forever. Suddenly, Xiaomei noticed something on the ground. She secretly picked up the horse lying there. This reminded him of it as well, the promise her mother had once made to him. If his horse went astray, he could strike it with a horse. Xiaomei smiled and put the wooden horse down, speaking sweet, cute words, while the demon horse paid no attention. Xiaomei then struck it forcefully. After Xiaomei's rigorous training, the city of Rome finally returned to its original wooden horse form. Xiaomei knelt down and shouted, "So lucky! My beloved parents and husband have returned to their original forms."